How many more secret classics can I pull out? I'm here actually with a book haul. Hello, welcome to episode 4 of SHELP. If you missed the previous episode, they are very much available on my channel if you want to go and watch those first. Basically what I do is I go back to look at all of my previous haul videos and then react to it, see if I still have that. If I do have it, then I unfortunately have to read it, see what I think, and then either keep or yeet. And in a sense to kind of like refresh my shelves a little bit, catch up with like a lot of the unread books, especially that I have been living in my library since 2016, which is when this madness started. Hello, today's clip is brought to you by the fact that G really needs to do a lot of cleaning and she doesn't want to. Despite the fact that I still have 2 other reads to finish before I can even start this project, let's just do it because I don't want to clean. This is a better alternative. Today we are on the 5th of November 2017 and it's extra special because I believe this is our last stop in 2017 and then we can leave that behind and go into 2018. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse, but let's see what this one brings. This is just like 12 minutes long, so again, quite short. How are you? I hope you're good. I forgot, I actually need headphones. It's A Closed Uncommon Orbit, which is the second book, but not actually certain we did have this in the previous vlog, which she did say she may have. It's really odd that I refer to myself as a third person, but I read it, so I am choosing to count it because obviously it's to my advantage. But Closed Uncommon Orbit, read it, loved it, still one of my favorite series, all good. This one's something really fun that I saw and I just like... Oh, is this not also in the last haul? Am I tripping? Oh, that shot is not fantastic for me. Oh, okay. This is funny because I think when I was reacting to it, I was saying I'm not 100% sure which one's which one. And I actually do think I thought that the other book was this book. I need to go from this frame because it's so... Okay, let me check if I have either or because clearly they completely like meshed in my brain. But I do remember flipping through. I want to say this one, now I'm not sure anymore. I think I was actually talking about this book, The Universe Next Door, last time we were looking at stuff. And I sampled stories from that one. And I don't think I have it anymore. However, I did find this one from the previous video, which I thought was that one. You can kind of see what's happening here. I haven't read this. I don't know why these two like blur so much for me, but I do know the author, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that wrote the book about like being dead. I can't remember it, but I'll pop an image here because I do remember enjoying that when I was literally in school. So I might give this a go. Just gonna do it like backwards. An audiobook? I need an audiobook for this one. I'm unavailable in my location in every single app that I have. Well, this is tricky. I'll pop it in my TBR for now. We'll decide the fate of this later, but we're kind of doing switcheroo with the previous one because I thought it was that book. Anyway, on to the TBR. Let's continue. It's called The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. Why, actually? Tell me why. I don't know. She's like saying a lot but not saying anything at the same time. Sorry, Paz, love ya, but dear God. Anyway, I have actually read it. Did not like it. Actually have nothing against self-help books when they help. I think this one is just supposed to be like scandalized by the title is, ooh, not giving a fuck. So quirky, so risque. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Let's just continue. Let's continue. Anyway, I've read it, so we're all good. We're moving on. Now I have my 3 most recent buys. So first of all, we have The Miniaturist. Oh, The Miniaturist. Okay. Forgot about that. I have read it. I was really bamboozled. This is actually my first book of magical realism, I want to say. And I believe as a fantasy reader primarily, I've went into this like completely expecting a very different thing than what I got. It was very minimal, very, very like a dash, a sprinkle of perhaps magical realism. I didn't really enjoy it. It was okay. It was not for me, or at least not at that time. But I have read it. I kept it in for a while because it's very hard for me even to this day giving to unhaul books that I have read, but I'm working on it. Just because like I've already put in the effort. At that time, I also really enjoyed the cover, so that was like extra hard to let go. But I'm like 99%, actually I'm 100% sure that I don't have it anymore. But I did read it, so not going too badly.
This book, which is called Foundation, and is by Isaac Asimov. I believe this is.
Okay, I'm okay. What in the fuckity fuck is happening? How many more secret classics can I pull out? How is this happening to me? That's okay. That's okay. I can't believe it. I genuinely, whatever. Maybe I don't have it anymore. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I do. And ironically, like, this must be it. Like, I don't actually think I own any more books that could even count as classics at this point. I don't know. I just always said that I've basically read, like, no classics. And then, like, it's just constantly coming up. Anyway, the plus side to this is that I have watched all of the seasons of the Apple TV Foundation series. By the way, exquisite TV show. One of my absolute favorite sci-fi shows now. Maybe even above Expanse. However, I will say Expanse was a while ago for me, and this one's very fresh and still ongoing. But it's so complex. It has so many things going on for it, but I also don't know just how far it took. Like, it's gonna be completely... I have a feeling it'll be far removed from the original source, and it just takes like a core idea from it because of like the level of technology and stuff in it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but... And maybe I love it. Maybe I will. I didn't have the best of times with Brave New World. Again, I actually enjoyed the show, not as much as Foundation. Foundation is like on a level of its own. Anyway, at least this one's not like 600 pages, so a win is a win.
A sequel to Nevernight by J. Kristoff.
God's Grave. Okay, I read it. I didn't read the third one, but I read the second one. I have a very vivid memory of listening to it on audio, obviously through my like earphones, but still in a public place, and it was a very steamy scene there. I don't have it anymore. I have DNF'd the series, but I have read it. How am I only 5 minutes in? I have zero recollection that God's Grave was like a city. And I didn't even remember there was a university. Clearly very much stayed in my brain there.
To just highlight that you guys don't have to send me anything at all. You're watching my video.
P.O. Box? These might not count then, because we did say like the ones that I got for myself. We'll see what happens.
They sent me 3 of those massive Avatar collections.
Oh, that was extremely kind. I don't think I'll count them, but for the record, I have read all of them. So maybe I will. I'll put them in the little brackets, just in case it goes that way.
And then the next bunch that he sent to me were Lock and Key.
I knew this was coming. Okay. I thought this was coming, but again, many years ago, so I wasn't sure. All 6. Oh my god. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I will say I have read all of them as well. Look at me go. I actually really enjoyed this one. There was a show as well. There was an adaptation. I don't know if they've cancelled it or not, because it's Netflix, so they just love to do that left and right and center. That one was also okay. I don't know if the show was maybe a little bit lighter than the comics to me felt, but I don't know if that was just me or an overall kind of feeling. But I have read them. I think this is everything. This particular haul, actually, I had 15 books. 13 I've read. That is actually very impressive. I'm impressed by myself. And 2 I haven't, and they've gone onto my TBR. Overall, fantastic job. Not bad at all. The 2 went into my TBR, and those were Packing for Mars. I've mistaken this for the one before. I thought I thought that this was anyway. They're the two ones that look the same in my brain. I still can't tell them apart, to be honest. And then foundation. So my little update for you now is that I actually have just decided I am going to be unhauling this. There's not even a little bit in me that is currently intrigued by this. Outside of still thinking it's a very cool concept, I just don't want to sit and read through like separate stories. I don't know if they do merge, but I also seem to not be bothered enough to even like find out. I don't want to mess around, nor do I want to find out. So for this one, I think we're gonna just say goodbye. Quickest decision ever. I do want to update you on Foundation because big fan of the show. Me and Logan binged all the available seasons, I think last year, and then obviously this year, or maybe at the beginning of this year even. And this year the new season was coming out. It's so multifaceted, it's like very complex, there's so many characters to follow, and I feel like it's one of those rare shows now that did not go by the like second screen rule, which is directing and producing a show with the mindset that someone who's watching it is going to be looking at their phone at the same time. So it has to be like simplified or slow enough or like repetitive enough for people to like follow the plot line while still being semi on their phones, like on TikTok or Instagram or whatever the hell they're on. I feel personally that this one didn't suffer from that, and I feel like it's such a breath of fresh air because I'm really suffering through those. Like it's just frustrating. Anyway, Love Foundation is what I'm getting at. First chapter already threw me off because they are reading it as Gal instead of Gale. Gal Dornick here, I guess, is a man. So I'm already upset. Is this how like men feel when you get like a gender role swap? Like I was show first, book later, going in the other direction here. I don't know, Gale in my brain just like fits like a glove, so now I'm really, really, really struggling to actually like revert to a man here. So I'm not gonna lie, even though the pronoun obviously doesn't match my imagination, it's just so solidified. I don't know, I don't think I've ever had that before, where it's like this solidified in my brain. I can't unsee it. So I'm following Gale in my brain, even though it's a he-him situation here, so whatever. But it was actually so interesting seeing just how quick this book moves. I think I'm on like page 50, which is not that far to be honest, but we are already on Terminus. Like we have Gale arriving in Trantor to study under Harry Seldon. We quickly get interfered by the authorities there. However, one major key difference is, and I don't know if this is going to follow later, but the emperors, well, the empire is just not, it's either not here because there was like some untimely death and now it's like the kind of aristocracy, the families seem to be like kind of like actually in power. So I don't know if the Empire edition, the entire Clone Dynasty edition was added to the show, or if this is going to come later in the books, but that's the first like major plot line difference. Yeah, I'm just in part 2 and we're already in Trantor. It's a short-ish book, so I guess that makes sense, but I was just not sure how much the show, added on. Anyway, I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, I recognize some of the names and some of the characters, which is like always fun. I think I probably would find this much more confusing and would have to like kind of probably read it with my eyeballs rather than being also able to like swap to an audio to help me, which is very, very fantastic. I'm also having a good time. I enjoy the tone of the writing. It's not too complex, but it also doesn't linger onto the details. Do you have to just kind of like get with it or get lost? So at least we're not mincing words here. And we are going on a little York adventure. I've never properly been. Logan, I think, has been, but I don't know if he's ever like done things there because he was there for like work and stuff. So I thought I will get you to come along with me. I can like continue with this. And instead of getting ready, I am maybe going to continue listening to this audiobook and also maybe make a scarf. I don't know if you can see actually, but I already have my Christmas tree up. And that is because normally I am so late to the game with Christmas, and I've really just not felt festive for years and years now. And normally we like put up the tree and then it's like immediately Christmas. And last year we were sick throughout the Christmas. I was just sick, and I'm in the 3rd week of recovery from tonsillitis, and dear God, it's taking forever. I still don't feel back to normal at all. I have fatigue to know. Whatever. But I'm adamant to bring festive spirit here earlier. So you can see I already pulled out my like crochet blanket that I worked on last year. Very proud of it still. Massive project there, but it was very fun. So I pulled that out. We have a cat bed. I have like decorations everywhere. It's just like, I'm just being festive. So I thought, I've really not been feeling like crocheting recently, but I do want to get back into it. I also have this despicably ugly yarn that I think I blacked out or something and when I got it, because I think I was hoping to make like the Christmas stockings or something. I don't know. I didn't make it though. And this is like 2 years later or whatever. But I have this like very aggressively festive yarn in this shade and then also in this one. A lot is just a lot. It's a lot. But I thought, you know what? I'm either gonna do something with it or I won't. And we're going, as I said, we're going to York, and I'm gonna hope to go to the Christmas market there. Maybe I can make us like ugly scarves or something. Just need to use this up a little bit. So that's gonna be the vibe. And then I also want to make some chocolate sourdough cookies, which I have made before. And then I'm going to leave them on some of the days to look after the cats and feed them and make sure they're all good. So I thought it'll be nice and make some cookies in exchange for them being nice and looking after the cats. So that's the today plan. At some point I probably should, like, I don't know, pack. Let me update you on the book first. So I am right here, I checked, on page 186, and I think it's about 80% through, so I'm like getting there. And it's interesting. We do have a lot of characters that I recognize the names of, I would say, but it is so different to the show, which makes me appreciate the show even more. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but obviously the way that I've gone was... And I find that that's like true in a lot of cases, especially with like the very early sci-fi works, which I'm clearly getting too much of in general. And obviously the adaptation is like current, so they, you know, like they're like made seasons and seasons of that. This moves really quickly, and we already like, it does stay true to the material, I would say, the show, for like the bones, but outside of that, everything else is very much different. Still no empire. Not like there is an empire, but like the empire plotline that we have in the show is not here yet. So I don't think it's gonna be, at least not in this book. I know there's more in the series, so maybe it does get there. But that's also kind of like sad. I think overall it almost reads like a selection of short stories, which is hilarious since I was actually avoiding that particular thing in the other one. So that didn't pan out that well because we keep jumping from problem to problem. I think we're on the 3rd problem, but it's kind of like not really confirmed because Harry did not come back up, basically. Harry comes back very differently here as well. It's definitely like a lower sci-fi than with the show. Obviously, it's amped up the sci-fi there. And I think the show definitely fixed that kind of disconjointedness for me, because of course we find ways to make the characters continuously relevant even if we do span all of those years in space, because sci-fi, which makes you a little bit more involved. I just realized that I'm talking to you as if I think that you watched the show, but you might not have. So the entire premise of the book is there's a scientist who basically he has come to find a type of math that predicts the entire history in probabilities, basically. And it's really cool, it's really fun. We go into zero specifics because sci-fi into here, so you don't have to worry about the fact that math is involved. And so that man, the original man, Harry Seldon, basically gathers a bunch of other people who are able to read these kind of statistics, because it is very much like not your regular schmegular math as well. So predictions in his mind are very, very dire. So then he comes up with some like plan A and plan B for basically survival of the mankind. Obviously that sounds like he's full on crazy and also kind of a threat to the empire, and he gets sent away to work on his like thesis and whatnot, to, you know, basically like go save the mankind, but like go away, go to a completely different, very, very far away planet, so we don't basically see you, but you're still part of this. Instead of killing you and your entire organization that you built, we're just gonna like out of sight, out of mind. Anyway, so he builds in this entire thing, and then we literally jump like 30 years forward, 70 years forward. If I haven't watched the show, I predict myself being very bored. And I'm already getting a little bit bored because of like very little attachment between the things. Like, I am a character-driven person, and this is like, the characters are great, but they don't last, you know? They don't like last too much. However, I will say that the writing style is so yummy. Like, I'm having such a good time with the writing in this book. It's just a joy. And because I'm crocheting on the side as well, I'm definitely gonna be finishing this book, and maybe even tonight, which will be then literally started and finished in the same day. It's just a shame because I find myself getting more and more like, is just becoming background noise, because I enjoy the narration so much and I enjoy the prose. But at the same time, I will understand what immediately is happening in the book, but then not retain the information, or there's maybe not enough like continuity in the story for me to just kind of feel invested. I'm not invested is basically the situation. But let me show you the scarf actually. I have made it too long, but that's fine, because I've decided that was on purpose. It's gonna be one of those that you have to actually like wrap around a couple of times, which I think is gonna help out. And it's still long. I think I might like add like a couple of tassels at the end, but I actually quite like that. But yeah, I think I might just do like one more row and call it a day, because I don't want it to be like too big. So nice. And I'll bring you with me to the trip that I still have not packed, and it is 8:30 now, so I think we're gonna pack tomorrow. Oh, I did the entire thing and I was not filming. Fantastic stuff. That was like literally 10 minutes, whatever. The good news is I have finished this last night. The bad news is, oh, you're getting an abridged version now because I've already said all of this. The bad news is that for the last 20-30%, I just was not invested at all. It was literally background noise. Granted, a very lovely background noise, and I still enjoyed like the tone, the writing, the prose. I just think because we moved the way that we moved through the story, and I don't really want to say too much because it's like potentially a little bit spoilery, so I just won't. But because it's structured the way that it's structured, I really struggle to get into it. There's like not a lot of interpersonal stuff going on at all. I did like this better than Brave New World, but for both of those, I like their TV adaptation better, which is interesting because obviously, you know, the book is always better than the adaptation. Well, the fuck it is. not for the classics, for the sci-fi, apparently. Not for me. I don't know how much of a hot take that is. Maybe people do really like defend this, and obviously there's more books to the series. I won't be reading that. I won't. I think it lost me towards the end. I was really enjoying it for the first like half, genuinely. But at that point, I was still hoping for more relationships, let's say, or more character. By the end, I realized like what it kind of is, and I think it's very hard going back from the show actually into this. That being said, if I haven't watched the show, I actually think I would have DNF'd this book. And I have decided, obviously, that I am leaving Packing for Mars as a kind of unhaul situation, unless multiple people in the comments tell me that it is a critical error and I definitely should keep it. I did have like a little flip through just to see what the vibes are and what the writing style is, and I just felt like it was not something I want to read at the moment, but I could be wrong, and if enough people tell me in the comments that I am, that I will reconsider. However, for now, we're putting that in indeed. This I'm very torn on because now I kind of want to keep it because I've read it and I love this series so much. That I might keep it as like a little trophy. It's interesting also the amount of technology changes that they obviously have done in the series, because now we have a very different concept of what technology is compared to when this came out, which I think it was like 1940 something, right? 1953, I believe. We're about to go. It's like 10:45. Oh shit, I really need to actually hurry. So I thought I could like really quickly hop on, watch another, like the next haul in our lineup and see what comes up. I have backup options if nothing comes up that I want to read on a trip, because it's a trip, I want it to be nice. So I also have The Wolf King if I decide to just continue with my Kindle read. It's very low-key, it's very chill vibes for me. Or I can also start our next Patreon read book club, which is The Raven Scholar, and a lot of people have been having a really good time, so it's got me really hyped up, but that one's bigger and I don't want to like lug my big copy with me. So let's see what the whole project brings us, and then we'll reassess, but I need to skedoodle. Hello. Well, welcome to 2018. We have time traveled into a new year. So, as you know, I am a little bit in a rush. So let's get cracking and see what 2018. What is this? 10th of January. G has in stock for me. I really hope something not too bad. Okay, are you ready? Oh yeah, this is only 4 minutes. Well, she knew I was in a hurry, so.
But yeah, I have a few books to go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 books.
Oh, nice. She actually even counted for me, so I know that there's going to be 9 books to go through.
And then some of the books that I got on my Kindle. Yeah.
Oh, Kindle. Oh, I don't think we'll count it because, yeah, we already decided. I panicked there for a second, but we have already decided that we're counting physicals.
You know what?
Oh, This Mortal Coil, that did actually survive quite a bit, but it is no longer with us. R.I.P.
Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Kiss of Deception by Mag.
Okay. Kiss of Deception. Yeah, I do still have this, and not only do I have this, I think I still have this, but I also have the special edition, so actually this is a very valid thing for me to have to read, because if I don't like it, that will actually free up quite a bit of space, because it's, I think, 3 or more books now that I have on my shelf from the series, so very valid. I'm just a little bit scared, but onto the TBR it goes. Kiss of Deception. Wow, this is one of those like YA ones. Like, I have friends that don't normally like YA anymore. They're just kind of like not vibing with it, but they still enjoyed this, so like fingers crossed. But at the same time, like, I just don't know what to expect really. I know it's like princesses and whatnot. I guess we'll see.
She said that I need to read it and that I need to read it soon. I know this is heavy.
Well, what is this? 7 years later, I hope that it still counts.
The Wrath and the Door by Rennie.
Ooh, Rennie. Not Rennie. Renee. The Wrath and the Dawn. So I don't have this anymore, but did I or did I not say yes to the special editions? Uh-oh. Damn. Wait, that would be too many. That'd be too many YAs. Hold on. Currently all my shelves are double stacked and it's very, very frustrating, but let me check because I have recently gone through and added everything on Storygraph, so... Okay, I do not have it. Good news for me. I mean, I'm sure it's a great book, but good news for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Which is an Arabian Nights retelling. Here We Are Now by Jasmine Varga.
I actually don't even remember what this is. Definitely don't have it anymore.
Goes on a voyage of discovery.
Oh?
Invictus by Brian
I don't actually know if I still have it. I might not have it, but I have read it, so...
Sorry, babe, I'm the trash man.
So that's good, because we were going a solid 0 there for a bit, so at least we have 1 there.
Time travel? Have you heard that one? 'Cause I love time
You know what? That does still stand. Time travel is what it does get me excited.
travel. Very excited. Dark Matter, a science fiction.
Dark Matter, the OG. Wait, was this not in one of the last ones? I feel like I swear that it has been here already. Don't know if I just forgot. But obviously read it, loved it. Was a gateway drug for speculative fiction. I feel for me.
Howl's Moving Castle by the
Ah, shit on a stick. But it was like very much like trophies because I liked the movie. Oh no. Okay, well, I guess onto the TBR goes. I really did not think this is gonna be here. I'm not gonna lie.
book 4. The Hate You Give by Anne.
Hate You Give, I have read.
Red Rising by Pierce.
Red Rising. Have it. Not the paperback, I don't think anymore. But I have 2 other. Finished the first trilogy and then haven't yet moved on into the next one, but this counts, so we're safe. Oh, so that was everything. Okay, well, not too bad. We have 2 books added. We have Howl's Moving Castle, and then we also have Kiss of Deception. Out of the 9 books, I have read 4. 3 we no longer have. 2 went onto the TBR. So very balanced. Very, I need to go. This is, well, the beautiful sound of water flushing.
So the sink for washing hands is here.
Oh. My reading update for the project is somewhat unfortunate because this nonsense behind me made me, well, not made me, I did
Will of the
voluntarily
Voluntold.
started listening because he didn't want to listen to Howl's Moving Castle in the car, and fair enough, like. So I started listening to Will of the Many because he's reading Strength of the Few, and he really wants to talk to me about whatever it is that he wants to talk to me about that he can't talk to me about until I read the first book. Somewhat unfortunately for the actual project, I am currently like 125 pages in Will of the Many. It's slow going, but I'm really enjoying it. It's just not part of the project. So that's how that's going. But we're listening to it like very slowly in the car. And then I did some like physical reading. I got it on my Kindle last night. Yesterday's physically reading it, and then today's like a little bit. We are not far off from like the total of what we read in the car, which is crazy because that was like almost 4 hours. They must be reading those audiobooks really slowly.
Probably.
But it is, it is a very chunky book, so that's also unfortunate. And then even more unfortunate is Logan saying that I will like love it at the end, and then also that it is very cliffhangery, and then I will immediately want to read the next one. So this one's like 600 pages something, like a little bit over 600, and the next one is over 700 pages. On top of that, again, my book club book is over 600 pages as well, The Raven Scholar. So overall, this was a fantastically awful decision, and we'll see how it goes.
Will make you go like, I want to know. Like, what's this?
I'm already quite like keen on reading it and everything. I'm bringing my Kindle with me. We're going outside. Just in case we get like nothing to do or whatever. Also, if Logan decides that he doesn't want to talk to me anymore or something, then I can just pull that out. But we're gonna go see the walls, I guess, because that's what Logan keeps wanting to go and see. It's just like every time I'm just like, walls? The boy yearns to be entrapped, encaged. Should leave you at the zoo, actually.
Only if it makes walls.
Anyway, it is about 10:30, so we're gonna head and actually get breakfast somewhere.
It's called the Perky Peacock.
Perky Peacock. The wife dies.
Yeah.
And you have footage.
No, this is more Philomena Kunk, babe.
We just got back and it was such a lovely little day. Rest for a little bit and then gonna meet Becca and her partner for dinner in like 2 hours, which is nice and lovely. But we basically ended up just walking around like all day. I just changed into something comfy to just sit. And I thought I'll show you a little bit of what we got, because we have actually gotten something. I'm very bad, or rather I'm very good at talking myself out of getting anything because when I'm out and about and like, first of all, obviously it's like overpriced, and then like, do I really need it? Yada yada. But then I always like, from like little trips, because we don't do them very often at all, then I kind of regret it, because these little bits that you get, like they have like a sentimental value. So I thought, you know what, let me just actually beat them. There's no way I can actually pop you up anywhere. Can you hear me okay? Is this all right? It's not quite where it's meant to go. This one's Logan's kind of purchase, but we wanted to get like a little print. Since York is very ghosty, I don't know how they seem to have capitalized and like romanticized the entire like death and slaughter thing, because from like a very quick Google that we had Googled, it is just because this is a town with a lot of deaths, so hee hee ha ha. But I will see what the kind of the lore behind the actual like ghosties is, and then maybe tomorrow before we leave, we said we might stop by and see if the queue is less. And there's also a secondary shop that we could go, but I was like, well, if we're here, then we must go to the main one. But anyway, we did get a ghost print. I got a candle, which is very rare for me because I don't actually burn candles often because like migraine. But I thought I'll treat myself. And this one is from the Gothilia estate. I don't actually remember if that's what the shop is called, but it smells very, very nice. Would you like a sniff? Have a little. Oh, it's sweating. That's okay. Mood. So that's very nice. It has hazelnut, rich chocolate, and black cherry. Then, really excitedly, oh, I don't think I can. Oh, well, from York's Chocolate Story, very fancy box, we got a collection of, like, we went like one each. So we saw, like, I pick one, Logan picks one, I pick one, Logan picks one, and then we can, like, buy the chocolates together. Stunning! Absolutely beautiful. The socks. we got some socks very excitedly. So we got a pair that's matching. I think you will understand why we got it. It's obviously very slippy coated. And we got a pair to match, which is cute behavior. I really don't like the colors, but like obviously vibes and it matches what it needs to do. And I love the sass. I love the kind of, it's the perfect pair. We could not have not gotten them basically. And then I also got myself ankle socks with this little pig, which I thought was very cute. So that's actually it, but it felt like a lot because normally we like look at a lot of stuff and then buy nothing. Okay. We're back after dinners. Naturally, it is dessert time. Which one should we pick? What you can pick.
But the lemon one first.
Oh yeah, I have the
pictures.
The picture for the flavors as well. Lemon? Is this a lemon?
Yeah, lemon.
Yeah, it is just lemon. Lemon. It looks like an egg.
It has like a cream filling.
It's about what I think it would be.
Lemon white chocolate.
White chocolate, not my favorite. Lemon flavor things, okay, and the sweet stuff, so not too bad. But no, it wouldn't be my top choice in any case. I love blonde chocolate, don't get me wrong. White chocolate by itself, so which blonde chocolate is white chocolate caramelized, right?
I think so.
Or like something like that. I'll get the Biscoff one, I'll try that. That's also... Oh. I don't like it.
It's dark chocolate with like smooth peanut butter consistency.
But I like peanut butter and I like dark chocolate, but I don't like whatever happened there. I'm really not a fan. Oh.
I like it. It's chocolate.
I don't like it.
Oh, gingerbread was the other one that you were looking at.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, go gingerbread.
Oh yeah, we didn't show you that one. Well, fuck.
It's your gingerbread cream. You don't know that you're enjoying these chocolates.
What the fuck? What is that?
I like it.
Tastes like a candle.
No. I've bitten a candle before. It doesn't taste like a candle.
To me, it tastes like I think candle would taste like.
Well, you're mistaken.
Malted milk. I think it's okay.
First
That
one
one's
without
nice.
like an actual runny filling.
I think it's the runny
This is-
filling as well that I also don't like. Never liked it actually. Also has like crunchy things which I like. Texture. Fun texture.
Yeah, like a little bit of biscuit.
I like it. I can still taste the last one, which is very upsetting. I don't like it. Where's my palate cleanser?
Pistachio is this one.
Gold
Hide your
glitter.
faces so that it focuses.
Oh,
Crunch.
like double. Doesn't taste like much.
There's like the barest hint of pistachio.
I'm gonna try that, and then I think I'm done. Which is this snowball. Oh, I really dislike what I normally just like chocolate.
None of these are strong flavors.
I really dislike that. No, you eat until you find something you think I'll like, and then I'll finish with that. Because
you won't like it.
I'm
you don't
done.
Like
Banoffee, I think maybe.
it. Yeah, but I like all of these so far, so I can't really tell you. But
That was okay.
that does taste like banana.
I might just not like their chocolate.
Could be.
Because I don't really like any of these. I think I might just not like their chocolate. Underwhelming review. Sorry, York. They're very pretty. That they are, and I was excited, but unfortunately, this is a no for me. Good morning. It is Saturday. She probably is still rising, so I could... is she? Is it starting to fall, or is it still rising? That is the question. But I have been crocheting potatoes, of all things, because Logan's family has a dinner and it's potato themed, and I thought it would be funny to bring a bunch of little potatoes crocheted in like a pot and then like open the pot and be like, here's the potatoes. But I am halfway through House Moving Castle, and I'm really loving it. I feel like I was almost convinced that I'm not gonna enjoy this because it's gonna be too whimsy and too quirky in a written form, which I think works, you know, in the movie and stuff. But I'm actually having a great time. It has such a beautiful writing style. It goes so smoothly and everything moves so quickly. Just really having a great time. I'm definitely continuing. I'm definitely gonna finish it because it's just, yeah, it's fantastic. I can see why it is kind of like a cult classic, and it for sure is different than the movie, as everyone has already said online, but I've also not seen the movie in a very long time that I don't quite remember specifically what the differences are so far. But here's the potatoes. So this one ended up a little bit like peanutty, I don't know, or a skull like Logan said. I put like keychains on all of them. They're like different sizes, and some of them have like, you know, like the potato dips in places. This one is probably the most like potato, but it is the biggest one, and I don't think I don't have it in me to make other like super big ones. So they're gonna definitely, you know, like potatoes, vary in size and in color. This one is an angry one, but it is also cheeked up. So I think it's funny. And then the last one here is this little semi-concerned one, also with some dips. Ideally, I think I need like 3 more, but my hands do actually hurt, not because these are like a lot to do, but because they're quite small and I'm crocheting with like a much smaller hook than I normally do. This weekend, I'm filming Lightfall, so I need to like finish the bits for that as well. I want to say I'm like 2/3 now into Howl Moving Castle, and still really enjoying it. It's just as quirky, but like in a beautiful, whimsical way. If you were unaware, by the way, for some reason, Howl's Moving Castle is a world where there's witches and kind of wizards and demons and curses, but it's very, very low-key and not overwhelming at all. And we're following a story of a girl who has, who's like one of the 3 sisters, and she gets cursed to be old. And that really happens so quickly. And then we just move on, and she goes into this moving castle with someone called Howl and a little fire spirit called Calcifer. I'm very hungry because I'm making this bloody bread. To actually check it, I do the bulk fermenting and everything in the oven with just the light on. 25, 27 degrees. I have a little thermometer in there when I do that, because otherwise in the flat it's just like 19, 20 and it's just too cold. It would take forever. The food we're supposed to make today is all in the oven as well. The thing I want to make is I asked my mom for a recipe, but because my mom is such a type B person, I honestly was like laughing at it, because her recipe is just like, it really is just like, she's like 3 big courgettes, and I'm like, I've seen like what's big, because the courgettes we get here, they're just like that, but the courgettes that my mom grows in her garden are like this, but I know what she's making and it's not gonna be this. So I'm like, and she's like, yeah, about like 3 to 5 potatoes, and I'm like, it's not very helpful for me to make sure that the consistency is good anyway. But because I've not made it before, I thought we can make it today for ourselves, for me and Logan, and then make it tomorrow for bringing into that potato dinner, just to make sure that it's like edible, because if not, we'll do plan B and we'll just do like potato fritters or something. But it is an oven dish, and I just realized obviously I'm fermenting my bread in the oven, so not great. Now they're gonna go in the fridge and we bake tomorrow. And I'm also almost done with Howl Moving Castle, but my prediction was correct. I think I'm kind of like over it now before the book is over, and that does keep happening to me. And so that's a little bit sad, but it's still fine. It's like, I think I was really enjoying it, and now I'm just kind of okay for it to end, and it will soon, but it's just a bit interesting and an observation. I finished it. I definitely had quite a bit of a break in between, so that may have also not done the best of favors towards the end. Last 20%, I really just checked out, and this is like a reoccurring issue with me. However, in the interim, I actually have read another book, and it's like over 600 pages, and it was the opposite. Like, I really just stayed strong till the very end and had like an absolutely brilliant time. So actually, it's maybe not me, but it's like kind of semi-me, because also like I shouldn't have had this issue with this book. However, maybe it was just like maybe when it comes to like really cozy reads like that, I have my fill, and then anything over that is a little bit like overkill. However, that being said, this is a delightful book. I actually really enjoyed the writing of it. Surprisingly, I really thought it was going to be way too quirky, way too lyrical, way too whimsical for me. And it's such a beautifully crafted, very accessible, sure, probably middle grade, but can be read by any ages. And I think it is such a just beautiful piece of work. I just think I had like my fill of it at like 70%, which is so annoying because, I don't know, the plot maybe didn't really get to me. I primarily enjoyed the writing style, which is so interesting to me. I don't know about the rest of the series. You guys let me know if that is... I know it's like separate stories though, so let me know if any of them are a bit more plotty, I guess. Maybe this is something to keep in mind when I am specifically in for that kind of atmosphere and mood. Still really don't regret reading it. I have very fond memories of my time with it. It's just that at the very end, I left the chat. I truly and fully left the chat. Normally, that would leave me a little bit confused as to my overall feelings when it was so up and down, but this one just makes sense to me because it's not the first time and it's not going to be the last time. I know myself as a reader at this point, and it does not surprise me, but I had a wonderful time with it and genuinely think it is a joy, and I get it. Like, I get it. I might rewatch a movie at some point to see like the difference, but that does leave us with the only other thing that we need to read, which is The Kiss of Deception. Near 500 pages long, but it is YA, so perhaps it would read a little bit faster, and Lightfall starts soon, so also I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to try this before or if that's going to be me in another middle of a book and then I have to abandon that for a little bit because I'm currently stuck in so many, very unlike me, and I don't know how I feel about that. But The Kiss of Deception is the other one. I have low expectations despite having people in my life that really love this. Very, very open, very keen to be proven wrong. Hope that I'm gonna have a spectacular time. I'm just hesitant. Hello, welcome to the time between Christmas and New Year. So it's been a little while. When did I even start this? I feel like this is the most interruptible episode so far. But I am actually a decent amount into this. However, it feels like I've been with this book for much longer than necessary. On chapter 38, which is 275 pages around here, which is a little bit over halfway through. I'm like this close to DNFing, I think. The fact that I've started this so long ago, I think I started it a little bit physically. I just only had this book on whenever I had a chance for an audiobook. So I was like mainly through whenever I wash my hair, and then I can put like the earpods in and then listen to this while I sort it basically. And then when I did like little bits and bobs, and there were portions of it, or went on a walk, and there were portions of it that I did actually enjoy. The story is princess is a firstborn daughter, and that is special in this kingdom. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to be having all the powers that she's meant to be having, and anyway, like the entire thing is complicated for her, and she is unsurprisingly promised to be wed for political reasons. So she's like, hell nah, I'm out of here, y'all enjoy, good luck. And she runs away with her best friend, and they kind of like stop by this women's tavern, and she starts living there. Now, do I feel like that woman should have asked a little bit more questions? I mean, I know that she's aware of the risks that she's taking, but anyway, she's adorable. I like that character. I like the best friend character as well. I like their dynamic. I think somewhat unfortunately, I just am not as invested in the two love interests. So this is very much a kind of your typical love triangle to be. And I actually am not even against that. I can enjoy a fun love triangle. This is actually embarrassing, but I have Googled like 4 times which man is which. Like I would put there like, I know logically one of them is a prince, so that is the guy that she was actually going to like marry, but they didn't actually meet, and he's like, I want to see what this chick is like, how come she's defiled everything, and I just want to know. So he goes after her, and then there's another guy from a different kingdom, I want to say, and he is like a hired assassin to make sure that this just never happens for the good of the kingdom, whatever, his kingdom. So there's one assassin after her, and then there's another guy who she was meant to marry, and they're both like under the pretense and like different names or aliases. I'm actually not sure if that's their real name, probably not. Anyway, one is like Kaden and the other one is Raft, and like I know that one is one and the other one is the other. I just cannot for the life of me remember which was which. But it's also on the book for not being engaging enough, I feel, because if it was, I definitely had chances what I could have instead of like playing games or watching TV or something. I could have read, but I just didn't really feel like it. And it's a shame because I am sometimes invested, although, and normally in this kind of story, I would like aim for that love side of the things because it is where normally these stories kind of thrive. But I mean, it doesn't help that I can't tell which one's which. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I don't care particularly. Maybe I will start to, but I'm this close to DNFing it. And I think normally I would, except that I am currently like doing a task that is going to take me hours and hours and hours. And it's a task that I very rarely have where I can fully listen to an audiobook. Like that is okay. Like I can do that alongside it. So I could give it another little bit of a go, but I don't know. She's also made this like extremely stupid decision that I just, as a reader, you know it's going to bite her in the ass so badly, and it's going to be a catastrophic thing with like her best friend. Like she's just made this thing into a thing that did not need to exist whatsoever, and as a reader sitting there like knowing that's gonna happen and knowing that you'll have to read through that, and God forbid she's gonna start moaning about like how she was doing it from the good of her heart, and I'm like, damn. If only some common sense would have told you that this is not gonna end well. Like, I mean, I get it. We all do stupid shit. We all do cringe things. It's just, must I suffer it? I'm in my 30s now. Must I suffer? Like, it's bad enough when I make stupid shit and make stupid decisions and have to deal with my stupid shit. Do I have to deal with that? It may not take too much, like, page time and not have that much of a consequence, in which case, fair. But if I'll have to like struggle through this for like another, like, I don't know, 50 pages, or like it's gonna impact the story and it's not gonna actually be resolved very quickly, I don't know that I can do it. I don't know that I can do it. So I think what I'm gonna do is give it another like half an hour, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more because there were definitely parts where I was invested. It was like an easygoing read. It was kind of fun. I don't know what it is about it now. Maybe because we had like a dancing scene, and I'm like, I don't know, for someone who used to be a dancer and grew up around dancing and was like such a massive part of my upbringing, very rarely do I feel like it's written in a way, like I feel like it's perhaps just one of those things like music to me, when you can't really like read it. Like there are some exceptions, of course, but I feel like it's very difficult to experience those things through reading. Fight scenes for me, oh my god, the more detailed, the worse it is for me. And again, there are some beautifully done exceptions where I was like sitting at the edge of my seat, like really invested, but I don't know. I think it's the fact that I can't tell the guys apart. Clearly not very invested in who's who and their entire thing, and that other stupid decision that she's made like looming over my head, thinking, will I have to as a reader deal with this now, because it's so predictable. Like I'm just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I'm gonna give it another little go, and then we will make a decision, and we'll either finish this at some point or we will finish the episode. Something will be finished. Which one? Not sure. I made bread, but she is always a little bitch, so it's always a moment of truth just out of the oven. All right. She's actually all right. I finished the book. We're officially done with this episode. Ah, hurrah! Someone didn't think that might even be possible. That someone is me. It is possible because I have done it. And you know what? This actually did get significantly better the next chapter that I started reading after the last update. The very end, I will say, probably was like the strongest. Well, like the last couple of chapters, I feel like that is when I truly felt a little bit more invested. The good news was also that I could finally tell who's who at like, I don't know, page 350 or something. It did get grittier, it did get a little bit darker. The stakes, I feel, finally felt like they're going somewhere, but we still haven't, like, I can see where this is going to be a series. We still haven't dealt with a lot of things. We're kind of finished with like a big opening as well, so I can see where this is going. But if I'm realistic with myself, I am not going to read the rest of the series. I just know it. I feel like sometimes you just have to stop lying to yourself. And I feel like if I add this to the list of my series with the best intentions, it's just not going to happen. I am just very, very not convinced that it would. So I do think I'm going to make a significant decision to just call it a day with this particular series, which is fine. Better to know now than to know later or to never know at all. There's themes of grief, what I quite enjoyed towards the end as well, and especially young grief as well. I don't care enough, I think, to pick it up. I don't necessarily care where the story goes. I'm not too invested in I'm not invested at all in the relationships. I know that I'm only invested because it's so fresh in my mind, and give it a month and I will move on. Actually, give it even a couple of weeks and I think I will move on. And the reason I say that is that I've started this book, which is completely not part of this project, and I've been reading so much around this project as well, which is also why it's taking me so long to go through, because we just had things in the middle. But it's the most wonderful crime of the year, and it's reading so far like the perfect festive novel that I've been looking for. I think like 30% through, and I'm enjoying this actually more than Good Spirits. I didn't quite get what I wanted from that one, I think. It was fine. But this one I'm just like having such a great time with. And this was on the same day that I was still reading this, because I finished this today and I started this yesterday. So I was just like swapping between them. And if I didn't have that task that I did that required, or rather allowed me to have an audiobook alongside of it, I don't think I would have gotten through this. I think I would have DNF'd it. That being said, on top of that, I do think I didn't like the audiobook narration. It's one of those that is not my favorite. And I do think in this particular case, it has impacted my enjoyment of it. Well, if I read this physically, I would have probably enjoyed it more. I'm aware of it, but I likely also would have still not enjoyed it enough to continue with the entire series. I think there's at least 3 books, and then, because I know I have them, and I think there's also like I don't know if they're directly related or after or like sister or whatever, but I think there's 3 others as well. But I was thinking, oh, maybe I'm just like slumping a little bit, but then I started reading this and I was just flying through it, having the most wonderful time. Pun intended. I realized it actually very much is not me, it's just the book. And the fact that I felt like fairly apathetic towards this, you know, I am reading this physically and I heard like not the best things on the audiobook as well. And I'm so picky with the narration. 2025 was the year that I've become the pickiest with the audiobooks. I don't know what it is. I think I just realized, for me personally as a reader, the narration of the book and whether their tone and intonation and the way of speaking and the way of performing, whether that matches even closely to how I would read a book or takes it into a very different direction, especially when it's kind of like playful, sassy tone as well. That in particular really misses the mark for me very often. I much rather would read that kind of tone like it is here myself. So I'm taking this new-ish knowledge with me to 2026, and I'm going to be a little bit more cautious because I am aware that some of the books, you know, it wasn't as bad as to actually put it away for that, but I am acknowledging it here because I think it is an important point. But at the same time, it is how I consume this book, and I'm not too invested as to like change my mind or even reread it. There's like not a single bone out of like, what? How many bones do we have? 208 or something? That seems like not a lot. Hey Siri, how many bones do human beings have?
The human skeleton of an adult usually consists of around 206 bones, depending on the counting of sternum.
Well, Seems like we have even less. But yeah, not a single one of those bones is actually like, you know, urging me to give this another go and reread it. I have made a decision to eat this book. I don't think that, again, I just don't have any type of need to get into this, interestingly enough, but I've sat here for years and years and years, and to the point where I kept like even confusing it with that other book. We have read Foundation. What did I rate it? I want to say it was around 3 stars. Rare case, and don't come for me. I'm sure it's going to be disagreed upon. Show is better than the book, but because we're such big fans of the show and because I have read this, I'm tempted to keep this. I may if I struggle, but it doesn't even take that much space. I feel like if I struggle and need to get rid of something, I may eventually give this away, but at the moment I am going to keep this for like sentimental value. I love my sci-fi, they just mean a little bit more to me sometimes, so I'm gonna keep this one. Howl's Moving Castle was a very surprising, well, not a super surprising, but it was surprising because I did have a feeling that I'm not gonna enjoy it as much as I did. Loved it, it was delightful, did get repetitive towards the very end. But for the good 70-80%, I was genuinely charmed. Had a wonderful time. Absolutely keeping this one. And then The Kiss of Deception, I am going to put it through Compile properly after I stop filming, but I will pop the rating here. I just had an overall lack of feeling of anything throughout this, and the apathy is the killer of enjoyment to me when I'm reading books. That is one thing that is very difficult. You know how in relationships the silent killer is resentment? Apathy to me in books is that. It's the worst kind of thing because it's not irritating enough in the moment for you to actively decide to give up on it. It keeps giving you slight hints of false hope. Feels rude to say, but it's such a personal experience. It's not to say that the book itself is bad. I genuinely can see why people enjoy it. It was maybe it was a combination of time, narration, and the way that I've read this as well, but it just was not a successful round for me with that one. So this one, I will actually check with a particular person if they want it, because I think I might have someone in my life who would like to try these as well. So they will be going into a new home, which is not too bad because maybe someone else will enjoy them more. And that means that I have a little bit more space for something else on my shelf. With that, this is, I don't know when you're actually seeing this, but this is the last episode of Shelf Help of 2025. I really want to continue this in 2026, but you let me know if it's something that you would like to see, because that's always good for me to know. But I'm leaning yes, but you let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. At this point, your girl doesn't even remember what was in this vlog and if there was stuff in general, but you know, fingers crossed. If you do like vlogs in general, I've sometimes posting like mini day in my life type of vlogs now on TikTok. Can't make any promises if that's gonna keep happening or not, but that is where they are if you want to find me there. If I'm managing to post this before the new year, I hope that you have a fantastic New Year's Eve and have a lovely and chill and stress-free start of 2026. If I'm uploading this afterwards, then I hope all of those past things are true still. Thank you so much for sticking with me for another year, and I will see you in 2026. All right, bye.